set, go.
Grendel and Beowulf. Neath the cloudy cliffs came from the moor then, Grendel going, God's anger bare he. The monster intended someone of earthmen, in the hall building grand to entrap, and make way with. He went under welkin, where well he knew of, the wine joyous building, brilliant with plating, gold hall of earthmen, not the earliest occasion, he the home of manor of Hrothgar had sought. There found he in life days later, not earlier. Hardier hero, held things more sturdy. Then came to the building the warrior marching. Bereaved of his joyance, the door quickly opened, on fire hinges fastened, when his fingers had touched it. The fell one had flung then, his fury so bitter, opened the entrance. Earlier thereafter, the foeman trod the shining hall pavement. Strode he angrily from the eyes of him glimmered, a lusty, unloved likest to fire. He beheld in the hall the heroes in numbers, a circle of kinsmen sleeping together, a throng of thanemen. Then his thoughts were exultant. He minded to sunder from each of the thanemen the life from his body, horrible demon, ere morning came, since fate had allowed him the prospect of plenty. Providence willed not to permit him any more of men under heaven to eat in the night time. Hygelac's kinsman great sorrow endured, how the dire mooded creature, in unlooked for exalts were likely to bear him. No thought had the monster of deferring the matter, but in earliest occasion he quickly laid hold of a soldier asleep, suddenly tore him, bit his bone prison, the blood drank in currents, swallowed in mouthfuls. He soon had the dead man's feet and hands too eaten entirely. Nearly he strode away. The stout-hearted warrior snatched as he slumbered, seized with hand grip. Forward the foeman foamed with his hand, caught he quickly with cunning deviser. On his elbow he rested.
This early discovered the master of malice, that in Middle Earth's regions, neath the whole of the heavens, no hand greater. And any man else had he ever encountered, fearful in spirit, faint-mooded waxed he. Not oft could betake him, death he was pondering, would fly to his covert. Seek the devil's assembly, his calling no more was the same he had followed, long in his lifetime. The liege kinsman worthy of Hygelac minded his speech of the evening. Stood he up straight, and stoutly did seize him. His fingers crackled. The giant was outward. The earl stepped farther. The famous one minded to flee away farther. If he had found an occasion, and off and away avoiding delay, to fly to the fen moors. He fully was aware of the strength of his grapple and the grip of the forearm. Twice an ill-taken journey that the injury bringing. Harrying harmer to Harriet wondered. The palace re-echoed to all the daemon, dwellers in castles, to each of the bold ones. Earlmen was terror. Angry they both were. Awkwarders raging, rattled the building. 'Twas the marvelous wonder that the wine hall withstood then. The bold in battle bent not to earthward. Excellent earth hall, but within and without was fastened so firmly in fetters of iron by the art of the armorer. Off from the steel were bent mead benches, many, as men have informed me, adorned with gold work, where the grim ones did struggle. The scriden wise men winged ne'er before, that by might and main strength a man under heaven might break it in pieces, bone decked or pleasant, crush it by cunning, unless clutch of the fire, and smoke should consume it. A sound mounted upward novel enough, on the North Danes fastened, a terror of anguish, and all the men there who heard from the wall the weeping and plaining, the song of defeat from the foreman of heaven, heard from hymns of horror, howl, in his sorrow hell-bound bewailing. He held him too firmly, who was strongest of main strength of men of that era.